Good morning, guys. Are you doing okay?
No, come on this way.
Go follow her.
That talks a little bit, since it's getting to be winter time, about how people lived here. So this book is Winter Days in the Big Woods, and it's adapted from the Little House on the Prairie by Laurel Ingalls in A Little House Made of Logs. So this is supposed to be like a little house made of logs, right? You see those lines painted? Kind of looks like logs, right? A little bit.
What do you think this is?
A skunk?
Yeah. So they'd eat skunk if they had to. They'd just take out the scent gland. What do you think that is? What's coyote? A coyote or fox?
Is this a coyote?
And pass it around so everybody can touch them.
Is this real?
Yeah.
That's a real thing?
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real skin.
Anybody else have any observations?
No.
No? Who's this guy over here? Does anybody know?
I know.
Who is it?
He was the guy who makes all the dollars.
He is on all the dollars. What's his name? Does anybody know his name? Yes.
George Washington.
George Washington. Who was George Washington?
He's the one, right?
Yes?
He was the one that was making all the dollars.
He is on all the dollars. Who is he? Who was he before he was on it?
He was our first president.
He was our first president. Exactly right. So George Washington was very, very important. George Washington was president well before the pioneers. So pioneers were in like 1800s. George Washington was president in the 70s.
They get it.
You're good.
They're
Butter, they'd have to churn it. So they'd put the cream in here, and they would have to move this handle up and down until it turns to cream, right? A good classroom project sometimes. Have you ever made butter in the classroom? Sometimes you can put cream in a jar. And they're wearing dresses and bonnets like they did in the story. So definitely different from how we dress today. This here, this is, what is this? Want to guess? Turtle shell. This is actually a gopher tortoise shell. And the gopher tortoises were very important to the ecology and environment here. The pioneer settlers, they were actually, the gopher tortoise was endangered for a little while. I'm not sure. Pet turtles a long time ago. We had like a catch and release program going on for a little while because they really got big. Crazy. Okay, so I'm going to pass this around if anybody would like.
Y'all know your spelling?
sources, one direct in-text quote, Chicago style citation. Come on.
Spanish moss. You know that gray stuff that's hanging out of the trees?
Yeah.
It would have mites in it from the birds, so they had to boil it first and then put it into, grate it into rope.
What we got going on over here? A bunch of sand.
Don't know anything about Native Americans? Well, you're in for a real treat because Miss Sheila's going to tell you all about them. So, let's go ahead and... Right here. No, we're ready.
Yes, ma'am. Here, yes. Anybody else? Bear. What else? Turtle, yep. They also had beaver. We'll pass it in the front and then they'll pass it to the back. Everybody pass it on, pass that on. They take the stink land out and have skunk. Okay, pass it. You know the gray stuff that's...
I know Spanish. No, I speak Spanish.
Oh, cool. The gray stuff that's hanging in the trees, that's Spanish moss.
I haven't seen that.
If you didn't boil it first, you'd get mites. So they had to boil it in hot water, and then they'd grate it. This is yucca leaves that they split apart, cattail leaves, and tulip poplar bark. Do you think that's a lot of work?
1,500, 14,000, 15,000, 15,000, 500.
We'll find out shortly. Less than an hour, I promise. Around. This process will take 35 to 45 minutes. We got a nice round little play ball.
JT, want to put your vest? Put your vest on the trash. Like these all around.